Welcome everybody. A song with a lot of keyboards in it, but some really good guitar playing, some nice overdubs by Eddie, and I'm pretty sure, at least live, Sammy plays most of the guitar parts in this. So we are in standard tune. That's a little different from earlier Van Halen. Of course, I've written this out. My notes will be available right below the video, so you can click on the tab and download that. So the song starts out with a C power chord, so we'll be on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. It's a down, up, and hold it, and then slide off. And then we're going to go to an A minor, and I've seen it played different ways, and this just sounds the best at this point in the song. We're going to play the A note with our middle finger on the 6th string, and on the 4th and 3rd, we're going to play the 5th fret also, but we'll use our first finger to mute that 5th string. Okay, it's really these Diads that sing out. And the same with the C power chord. We're playing. So you hear that resonance really sounding the same. And then we're going to go to an F and G. Now they do a 4th root F, so 4th string at the 3rd fret, 5th fret of the 3rd string, and 2nd string at the 6th fret. But we can add the C note over it, so it'll be a F with a C over it, and then we just move that whole thing up. Now that's the first time through. And then what I find odd about this, it's just the way it feels. It's like it should go somewhere else, but it goes back and starts over with the C. All right, and then we go to the A minor. And then we want to go up to this F and G with the 5th root, okay? The reason being is we're right here to grab some octaves. So we'll hit the F, G, and then the octaves will be on the 6th string. I'm going to just speak to the fret with the first finger. So we're going to strike it, slide up and back, and then back. It's one motion. So we're going up a half step, back, and then down a full step. Now, when you reach the A here, you want to strike it again and slide back another full step to G, and then back to A. So it's one motion. You're going to strike it, slide back to A, strike it again, and then slide back and forth. It's really well done, very nice motion, and this is very much the chorus. All right, for verse 1, what we do is substitute a D power chord instead of the C. So we're going to do a D power chord, then to an A minor. All right, we'll still do the F and G. At that point, we go to an E minor. It's not a full ringing chord, it's really the 6th through about the 4th. Because we're going to add our pinky down for a sus. While he's putting the pinky down, there's an overdubbed guitar that is pinch harmonicking on the 3rd string, 5th fret, and some vibrato, all right? If you're going to do that, just hit the E once and then move to the harmonic. Don't worry about the rest. But if you're playing the E, it's 2 E minors and then adding that sus down. I'm sorry, it's 1, adding the sus, and then 1 out. Then we're back. Now when we go to E minor, you'll hear a little walk down. So he's going to hit the E minor and then hit the actual 6th string twice before hitting the 6th string at the 3rd to 1st fret and then off. And that takes us out of the verse and we are into the pre-chorus. So now we are into the pre-chorus. All right, the pre-chorus is going to start out with a 4th root A sharp. We'll hit that twice and I'll play it and show you what we're doing. Then we're into the chorus. All right. Very well played, very rhythmic. That's why I think Eddie might have played on this too, because it's just got that Eddie swing to it. All right, so we got an A minor 4th root, so we'll be on the A minor 4th string. Follow that up, that's 8th fret on the 10th fret of the 3rd string and 11 on the 2nd string. All right, now you just want to grab 12th fret of the 4th and 3rd, almost like a deadened, like a down, and then hitting the 10th fret. And then we're going to do the same thing from 10 to 8. And then he says, roll them all away, or whatever he says. I'm sorry, I don't remember the words. But he slides in from 8 to 10. And then there's a down, up, down before they go to 12. And then we're into the chorus. It's got what it takes, because I can't sing. All right, let's show you the chorus. So chorus 1 is the same as the intro. We're going to do our C to A minor, to our C over F, and then D over G. Repeat the C to A minor. And then we go to this. So that is chorus 1, all right? And that's consistent for chorus 2. Verse 2, pre-chorus 2, just like we've learned. Again, they're in my notes. So that takes us to chorus 2. Now, chorus 2, I want to speak to in that there's an overdub guitar that's a little bit louder than the octaves. All right, so during chorus 2, when he goes to the 2nd F to G, I'm just going to call it that, he goes back to C and holds that and then starts in. All right, so that's the difference. You will hear that C held a lot more prominently than the octaves. So the first section of this break will sound like this. All right, so if there's a pattern to it, it's this very first movement. We're going to start out going from the 3rd string to the 4th string, and they'll be a half step apart. So 14 to 15 on the 3rd to 4th. Move that up a step, so we'll be on 16 to 17. And then we go up 1/2 step, but we're going to separate them a full step. So we'll be going on 17 to 19. Then we come back to 17 and go back a half step on the 3rd fret. Then we go to the 4th string at 17 and lay down and catch the 3rd string at 17. All right, so this so far, slowly. Again, my notes will really help. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, like I said, that's kind of the basic pattern. Now, this second time through, we're going to take the first part of it, the 14 to 15, and we'll go back to 14 from 15. And we'll repeat that a half step up. I'm sorry, full step up. So we're doing the same pattern, just adding an extra note. Then when we go to the 17th fret, there's a slight pause. He's not doing 3 notes. Then he goes to 19. Then back to the 3rd string at 16. And then 17 on the 4th to 3rd. So again, it's just a little bit different. 3 notes here, and then 1 held a little bit, and then kind of repeats. All right, now we're going to just do the beginning at the 1st section again. We'll do the 2nd part at the 2nd position. So 3 notes. 1st set, 2 notes. And then we're going to do something totally different. We're going to grab the 17 on the 3rd to 19 and then 20 on the 5th string. Then back to the 3rd string at 16 and the 4th string at 17. All right, so we have this for this 3rd time through. At that point, you want to slide in to 19 on the 3rd string and then hit 17 and pull off to 16, catching the 4th string at 19. Then we're going to repeat that pattern on the 4th string from 12, and then we're into the next section. So again, my tab will really help you if it's hard to follow this, but I think that should get it. And again, it's something, just take it slow, build up to it, and it's really fun to play with. All right, so the next section should sound like this. It's really nicely played diads or 2-note chords. To the next part. All right, so I'm not that good with the whammy bar. Please give me a little grace with that. Okay, so this starts out on the 13th fret of the 3rd and 2nd string. We're going to go 13 to 15 twice. Then we're going to do the top half of a D chord. So it will be, or D chord shape, I should say, because we're down a half step. We'll be at 13 and 14 on the 1st and 2nd string. Once, and then move that up a step. All right. So if there's any type of pattern, it's that we're moving between the 13th fret and the 11th. Now we go, like I said, to the next position. We're going to go 11, 13, back to 11. Then we're going to hit 13, pull off to 11, slide to 13. Then we catch that 13 and 14, but we go to 15 on the 3rd and 2nd string. All right, so we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, slide off of that. Now, we're back to our 11th position. What we're going to do is hit 11, and then we hit 13, pulled back off to 11 twice. Landing on 15. Then we're going to hit 13 and 14 on the 1st and 2nd string twice before we slide up to 15 and 16. All right, so we have this. Back to our 11th position. Now we're going to hit 11, 13 pulled off to 11 twice. Then we're going to hit 13 on the 2nd string 3 times bent. And it's really kind of, you got to listen for the timing. All right, so we have that. Now we're back to our 13, 15. We're going to do just like we began, 13, 15, 13, 15, but we're going to do 2 hits on the 1st and 2nd string at 13 and 14. Sliding up to 15 and 16, slide off. Come back to our 11th position. Now we're going to hit 11 and then 13, pulled off to 11 twice. Then I believe, just in economy, I don't think he goes up to 15 or even 17. I think he just does a chromatic run, because we're right here. All right, we're going to take the third string, bend that up at 13, and then release that and hit 14 bend, 13 bend, and a little vibrato with it on the whammy bar. I could be totally wrong. I'm not a whammy bar expert. I've seen it played different ways, but I'm thinking economy. I'm thinking if Sammy played this, he's probably just doing... All right. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, listen to it and do what you think is right. So now, coming back, our first measure is the same. All right, this is where it changes. We're going to change where we hit the extra third string. All right, so we're going to do that the very first time. So it'll be 14, 15, 14. Then just once. Then here, we're not going to go to 20 at that point. We're going to hit 17 to 19 from the third to fourth. Back to 17 and 16 on the third. Landing on 17 on the fourth. All right, so we have this for the beginning of this last measure. Then we slide up and catch the third string just like we have before at the 19th fret. We'll hit 17 pulled off to 16, landing on 19 on the fourth. And then we go back into a chorus. Okay, so taking us to chorus 3 after that break. Chorus 3 takes us out of the song. Think of chorus 3 as two parts. We've got the chorus, and within the chorus, there's overdub guitars, and it's more of a jam feel. And I'll show you what I mean by that. We're not necessarily structured by the exact chords. We're going to move to some diads and change chords within those diads, or two-note chords. And then we end up with some octaves to take us out of the song. All right? So the chorus, just like we'd expect, we got our C, A minor, and we're going to play our C over F this way. It's like playing a cowboy F, but we're adding our, we're moving up the string on the 5th and then using our pinky on the 4th. Take that up to our D over G. All right. So with that said, it'll sound like this in the first part. All right. So we're going to do our C power chord. So what we're doing is hitting a palm muted 5th string, and then we're going to the 5th on the 4th and 3rd string to the 3rd string at 4, back to 5. And then that would be our A minor. All right. Between that, we can hit an open A. All right. So I know it's a lot of notes, but slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see how that kind of flows. All right, then he kind of slides out of that, and then we're going to come back with a muted 5th string and play our 4 to 5. And that leads us into our this form of C over F and then D over G. All right, and then we start again. third or the second time through, once we do our F to G, whether we play it this way or the other, we're going to a C and then to an A and a couple chucks. All right, so let me play it to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4. To C. Then a pick scrape, another couple chucks, and I'll just call this G to F, I'm sorry, F to G. And C. Another pick scrape, F to G. And C. And then he does a down, up, down on the C. All right, and we finish up the chording with 2 Fs, 2 Gs to C. Then we're going to do some octaves. We're going to go from the 3rd fret of the 5th string, 5th fret of the 3rd. Hold that. We'll go from 3 to 5 to 7. So we go. All right, and that starts us into the last 2 measures, which are octaves in themselves, but we're going to change strings. We're going to move the octave to the 3rd and 2nd string. So switching strings, we now will be 4 frets apart. All right, we're going to be on the 4th string starting at the 10th fret, which puts our 2nd finger on the 2nd string at 13. And we'll hold 4 frets apart, I should say, while muting the 3rd string. All right, so we're going to start out, it's basically, it goes back between 10 and 9, 10 and 9, and then it will go up to 12. All right, speaking to the 4th string. So we'll have this. So basically, like I said, we're moving back and forth. You're going to really have to listen to the rhythm or follow my notes slowed down. We're going to do a down and then down up on 10 and 13. Then hit it again and slide back to 9. And then we'll hit 9 and then 10. Back to 9, 10, and then 9. And then when we go to 9, we'll slide to 10. And then eventually we move up to 12. It's really, I think it's a feel thing. There doesn't seem to be a set pattern to it. I've tried to write it out as best as I could, but I think, just as long as you'll be fine. All right, so I really hope that helps everybody, gives you an idea what to play. Got my tabs there. Great song from the Van Hagar era, and enjoy.